On this episode of CityView, racing to the finish on solar-powered cars, 22 new honorees grace a city mural, and further protections for Texas streams. Welcome to CityView. I'm your host, Renee Tejas. Well, in preparation for the 10-1 City Council, the City Hall Council chambers behind me is under renovation. The council will expand from 6 at-large elected members and the mayor to 10 members elected by residents within their district and the mayor elected by residents in all districts. Crews at Austin City Hall began the transformation by removing the old dais containing pieces from Austin's treaty oak and will construct a new dais with room for the additional council members. Until construction is complete, the Austin City Council meetings will be moved to the Travis County Commissioners Court at 700 Lavaca Street. The first meeting will take place August 7th. For full meeting schedules and details, visit the website that's on your screen. Well, many folks near Onion and Williamson Creeks are still struggling to move on with their lives after those devastating floods of October 2013. About 500 residents recently attended a series of flood recovery open houses to learn more about a variety of topics that will affect them. There were presentations about rules on repairing homes, information about the city's buyout program, and a review of the magnitude of the October 2013 floods, and more on flood safety. About a dozen city departments worked together on the open houses.
After the storm, we received a lot of questions from the neighbors. We met with the stakeholders and they wanted to have open public meetings to ask a lot of the questions that they wanted to get responses. So we organized this one in order to provide them that information, and also giving some flood safety kits, their backpacks where they have radios, and also they have different other things like a flashlight and things what to do during a storm. We would like for the public to be giving them the most updated information that we have about what alternatives they have here and how to protect themselves, because our main concern is the safety of the citizens at any time that we have a flood.
You can view videos of the full presentations at the website that's on your screen. And from creeks that had excessive water to creeks that don't flow year-round, City Hall hosted visitors from the Environmental Protection Agency to share a policy announcement. Mayor Lee Leffingwell joined a news conference with the agency to discuss the news that intermittent creeks will likely now be protected under the Clean Water Act. Intermittent creeks are creeks which dry up for part of the year. They were previously unprotected under the Act.
EPA has a local government advisory committee who has taken on the task of getting input from local governments around the nation and developing comments to guide how we look at the proposed rule and make it final, because these are the implementers. This is where the action is, and to have the mayor support us is wonderful, and he's supporting the environment as well.
Now, this change will certainly affect Texans. 75% of Texas streams fall under the category of intermittent streams, and they will now be protected by the provisions of the Clean Water Act. Well, recently the City of Austin unveiled 22 new portraits to complement existing public art at the African American Cultural and Heritage Facility. We take a closer look at one of those honorees and the artist who made the project a reality.
Artist Reginald Adams' creations won't necessarily be found in a gallery.
Bring that other piece.
Or tucked inside a museum.
Design and produce site-specific public art projects.
Adams' mural Reflections was unveiled at the African American Cultural and Heritage Facility in 2013, paying tribute to people, places, and events in Austin's African American community.
We were invited to create a mural that would celebrate the African American heritage of East Austin.
And we thought it'd be a great place to also celebrate those African Americans that have made a significant contribution to this community, past and present.
The African American Portrait Project began with honoring over 80 local individuals and civic leaders who have made a difference in their community.
So that's the idea behind the mural. So this year there's 22 that are being added, and I think there are 22 great selections.
Oh yeah, over here is the one he received Police Medal of Valor. Right here. He just had a heart for the community. He loved people. He loved helping people.
One representative of those 22 recently honored is the late Captain Louis White, a 30-year veteran of the Austin Police Department.
He became a police officer back in '59. He was a patrolman at that time, and then he moved on to being a sergeant, then lieutenant, then he made captain.
East Austin was quite different back then through the 60s and early 70s.
Chief McDonald came along, was recruited by my husband.
He was a captain at the time, and he just happened to be in the recruiting office standing there when I walked in, and he turned to me and said, "So, young man, you'd like to be a police officer?" And I said, "Well, I guess so." And he says, "Well, what do you mean you guess so?" And one of the things that he said to me that was just had such an impact on my making the decision was that as African Americans, if we wanted to make a difference, not all of us could do it from the outside in the community. Some of us had to be willing to join the organization to make a difference.
Another recent Portrait Project honoree, State Representative Donna Dukes, has no doubt regarding the common trait shared by these community leaders.
Sacrifice. They were not afraid to sacrifice their own personal gain for the whole.
Meanwhile, the artist behind the project has made a close connection with the community that inspired his creation.
Even though I don't know all of the individuals personally, I've had the honor of meeting some of their children, their spouses, their partners, people that have worked for them, people that have worked with them. And so it's really kind of become a second home for me in knowing a little more about what has made this community so rich, and I'm very honored to be a part of it.
The African American Resource Advisory Commission oversees the portrait selection process. More portraits will be added each year. Well, do you want to see cars powered completely by the sun? Look no further than the Formula Sun Grand Prix. Formula Sun is a 3-day solar car race which takes place annually at the Circuit of the Americas racetrack. This year, Austin Energy helped sponsor the race and participated in the event expo. The solar cars are made by college students across the U.S. and the world and are an impressive sight to see. ATXN was there for the team's qualifying laps.
Well, today is the kickoff of the 3-day solar challenge for Formula Sun. This is a qualifying race for a 1,700-mile, 7-state solar race from here to Minneapolis, Minnesota. And Austin Energy is out here because we're a leader in renewable energy and electric transportation. Many of the major universities throughout the nation have put these cars together. So it's a lot of initiatives by college students to see if they can build these endurance cars to stand up to this test to go from Austin to Minneapolis.
I'm representing the home team, University of Texas at Austin. Hook 'em. Total laps made in 3 days is the winner. We're allowed to start with a full battery pack, but once we start the race, we're not allowed to plug it in and charge off the wall. They actually impound the batteries at night so we don't sneak in a charger. So it's only solar energy from now on. And the battery pack isn't all that big. It's mainly for you can get a little burst of extra acceleration, like to get up the big hill.
This challenge is actually not just national, it's international. We have participants from Canada, Puerto Rico, and Iran here in Austin this weekend.
So are you gunning for anyone in particular?
Well, being local, we're hoping the University of Texas does well.
I'd say it's going awesome. We started at the beginning, we've been running smoothly. It's not the ideal weather, but on the other hand, it's cloudy for everyone. The cars are performing wonderfully. We haven't had any problems so far. Just hope it holds up.
This year, 9 teams will be zooming off to Minneapolis, and we wish them good luck on their journey. Well, that's all for this edition of CityView. Our next episode will premiere on Friday, August 15th. I'm your host, Renee Tejas. Thanks for watching.